Hi, nobodies. Look at me, just waving like a fool. Okay. This one's probably not going to take, so that's okay though. I'm having a good day. It's cold, but I've seen the snow, and this morning I did my meditation, which I haven't done in a while, and I really need to get back into doing that. I didn't intentionally mean to go out and meditate, but I was out there vaping and I saw a, two blue jays. Well, first I saw like a whole flock of birds um, going towards the tree in the yard, and like they wouldn't land on the tree. They were all just kind of like hovering right over the branches, and I was like, are they gonna sit down, or are they going to? I mean, what are they gonna do? These birds. These are the same birds that I had videotaped the other day that were on top of a house. So I was like, okay, well, what are these birds gonna do? And then they just all like flew off. Like none of them actually sat on a branch. They all just kind of hovered over branches. And I mean, it's a small tree, so they're little bitty branches. It's more like it's kind of like a crepe myrtle, um, in that it's mainly twigs. So after the birds like they flew off, mass exodus, two blue jays got into the tree. And although blue jays are major dickheads, I still love them. I haven't seen any cardinals, which is kind of weird because I know they've got them up here. I know that they come up here, they're everywhere. Cardinals and blue jays, in case you don't know a whole lot about birds, cardinals and blue jays are dicks. They're big and they're mean. But I still find them amusing because you know what? Birds are happy. They are. I mean, what kind of life does a bird? A bird has an awesome fucking life. Like, they don't have to be pissed about the world at all. They get pissed at other birds. That's it. And it's all about like territory or whatever. I mean, sometimes I'd love to have a bird brain. I really would. I'd probably be happier. I mean, how many idiots are pissed? There are a lot of pissed idiots, don't get me wrong. I'm sorry. Actual idiots, like people with an IQ under 60. How many of them are pissed? You know, yeah. I mean, we got idiots. There's idiots with high IQs. You can be smart and be an idiot at the same time. I manage to do it all the time about certain things because, like, trust me, there are things I can't figure out. I'm like looking at something and going, "Why is this so hard?" Because it I don't relate on that level. Anyway, so I watched only one of the blue jays kind of stayed, and I was watching the bird, and the snow was coming down just a little bit, and I was just standing there. It was like 28 degrees outside, wind's blowing, and I'm watching this fucking bird and not thinking about anything but this bird. And like, I wonder if he's behind that log, like the way he's sitting, like is he keeping the wind off of him, and like where does he go when he's cold? Of course he probably goes to a nest, but I was like, how warm can a nest be? And why, I'm seeing like all these freaking birds. Where are their damn nests? you know, that's always something I've wondered. Because I at my old place, I would look in the trees and see nests, but those were squirrel nests. Those were not birds' nests. So I was like, all these fucking trees, there ain't a single fucking bird nest. I mean, anyway. So I was watching that, and then, I mean, I stood out there vaping until the bird decided to fly off. I guess it was about a minute or two. I don't know. Time just kind of stops for me at that point. And then I said, you know what? I've got my water boiling. Gonna have some cappuccino. I think I'm just going to meditate. Now, I don't meditate like normal people meditate. The way I meditate is um I'll put my earphones in and I just let like when you can't hear anything but the music. And I put it on a specific playlist, which is My Soul, which is my playlist that I made up of stuff that I will always want to listen to. Like, it's stuff that really hits me. And every so often, I go through it, and the list is ever changing because my mind is ever changing. Sometimes I'll be really into a song as this fits my life, and I won't realize why I'm picking the song. Uh, for those of you who don't watch me, which is pretty much everybody, way back, way back, I would have done a video about the epiphany of My Soul. That this list I had come up with as My Soul was all about walking away from a relationship, and the fact that I hadn't recognized that until that specific day. That every song on there was about being in a bad relationship and needing to walk away, leave, like, uh, and it didn't hit me until that day. And then I started feeling like, and I didn't say anything about this. I started feeling like, well, things are different. So I deleted My Soul, went through my list of like 6,000 songs or so, and handpicked the songs that would be on the list. And on days when I'm not doing that, I'm listening to all kinds of music, and if something piques my interest, I pull it up and it goes on the list. So whenever I go to meditate, I will pull up my Google Play and hit My Soul. And then, since if I hit play, it's always going to play the first song on there, and that is not the universe speaking to me. See, with Amazon, you go to a playlist and you can hit shuffle all. And then you can feel like, hey, the universe kind of picked my playlist today. So with My Soul, since it won't freaking do that, one of two things happens. I either close my eyes and swipe, and then bop, like we used to do with like phone books. Or if I haven't listened to my player since the last time, I'll just hit next. And so I will play my music, however many songs I need to play. But the thing is like, I could be laying down, I could be sitting in a chair drinking coffee, I could be outside looking at the clouds. The important thing is to be not in my head, but to be in the music or what my eyes are seeing. It's to ponder uh, the melody of something, like how does it feel going through my head? How does this make me feel? Like physically, like, do I want to dance? Do I want to bob my head? Do I want to clap my hands? Like whatever my body decides to do to go with the song, that's what I'm gonna do when I meditate. Um, there isn't a lot of breathe, smell, what do I have to do today? That's like the last thing you want to do is think about what you have to do today, like what's on tap. No, don't think about what you dreamed last night. Don't think about the bills, the kids, nothing. Just what you hear or what you see. And only think about what you hear. And didn't I just say that? I think I did. So I sat and closed my eyes, and I was listening to the song. And when I got to like in this moment, burn, man, I was feeling that one. I was like, wow. Because see, when you really focus on it, I mean, we all listen to music. But sometimes we forget to like really listen to it. Even if we like a song, we're not really fully listening to it because there's other shit going on when you're listening to music. You're doing dishes, you're washing clothes, you're um, doing crafts, you're driving. You know, your mind is on different things. So when you take a moment to actually just sit there and like really hear it, it it can be transcendent. And you know, just let it roll through your body. Now, if you if you don't really feel that, you go outside and you look at things. Like I looked at the ground and I was like, the snowflakes look like little balls. So I leaned down and I picked up some snowflakes. I tried to catch some snowflakes. That became a thing. Like, I'm just going to hold my hand out and I want one to land on my hand. No fucking snowflake would land on my hand. And after I did that for about a minute, like a crazy person, I looked down and I saw a leaf with some snowflakes on it. So I grabbed the leaf, and like I said, it all looked like little balls of like foam. And I looked down at it and I was like, okay, I'm like really gonna look at it. And I like stuck my fingers in it, and you know, I was just like thinking about this freaking snow on this leaf. You know, and I told a friend, I said, I am so tempted to go outside and dance in this shit. Like, I really want to go dance in the snow. Unfortunately, see, the last place I lived, I could have done that because there are places where you could do that and nobody would see you. Um, the last thing I want is somebody to see me dancing in the snow or twirling or whatever the fuck I decide to do in the snow. But that's what I want to do. I like really, every time it snows up here, I'm like, I want to go out there and dance in the snow. But there's no place for me to do that. At my old place, I had a garage, and there was an area between the house and the garage where I could have danced and nobody would have seen me dancing in the snow. Um and I like really want to do I've wanted to do that since I watched that movie Angie, and Gina Davis's character was out there twirling in the snow, and I was like, that looks like so much fun. And now I'm like, that's got to be so much fun. So instead, since I couldn't do that, I danced around the kitchen. I really like to dance. Not in front of people, though. Like I will not dance in front of people. If somebody catches me dancing, it's because I don't know that they're fucking there. And God forbid they let me know. Because I can't dance. I mean, I can't. I can't do it. Um I mean, well, okay, I'm not confident in my dancing ability. Okay? I feel like a Clydesdale horse. Well, I mean, if I knew somebody was watching me, I'd feel like a Clydesdale horse dancing. When I'm by myself and I'm having a good time dancing, and I'm getting stuff done, you know, and I'm all bouncing around the house, I ain't thinking about how awkward I am. I just feel happy. Um, and sometimes you need that. I mean, there have been times when I've had to lock myself in the bathroom to dance. And even then, you know, it's just kind of iffy because you know, got to have the earphones in so that I can pretend that nobody is around. And every time you freaking do that, it seems like everybody starts going, Mom, 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 Mom. Like some major malfunction has happened with the kids that, you know, which I don't have to worry about that anymore, but there's always the chance that like the doorbell's going to ring, you know, and I'm going to miss something because I was dancing around the house or I was dancing in the bathroom like an idiot. I mean, they do it on like Grey's Anatomy. They do it. Now, I don't dance like that. My dancing is, I'm not going to say stupider. It's part of me that I feel good when I'm doing it. I don't want somebody to tell me I don't need somebody to tell me that I'm doing it wrong or to make fun of me. I feel like I'll be made fun of. And that's why a lot of the things that don't happen for me don't happen, because I'm afraid somebody will make fun of me or use it against me, you know. And it makes it really hard to do certain things that that feeling of they're gonna poke fun at me, or they're, I mean, even if somebody was like, "Hey, baby, dance that ass on over here," I would still be so fucking embarrassed. I would just be embarrassed, because that's a part of me that nobody's supposed to see. That's mine. You know, I don't know why that's important. That it's mine. Like, it's, I don't know. I mean, that's how I feel about it. Like, thinking about it right now is that it's mine. It's for my enjoyment. It's not for anybody else to enjoy. It is just for me, and not near as embarrassing as being caught doing a DIY project. People who really know me know what DIY is. And I'm sure that anybody watching this right now knows when I say DIY what I'm talking about. I'd much rather be caught dancing than doing a DIY project. But that's neither here nor there. It's still mine. If I dance, it's for me. And anybody being a part of that just kind of takes it away from me. And I don't want to take it. Okay, I could go on, and I better stop. But today's been a good day. I got a phone call from one of my friends I wasn't expecting. Um, and every time he calls, I see Lakewood, Colorado, and I think Lakewood, Ohio. So I'm like, oh, he's calling me in Ohio. And then it takes me a moment to grasp. This is Alvin. Yesterday, got a fun letter from my friend Patrick. I have to mention Patrick. If I mention Alvin, I have to mention Patrick. Patrick is a hoot. I love Patrick. And I was rolling yesterday over something he said. He wrote a story about a missed connection. It's still funny to me. And I don't know if anybody who watches this will think that it's funny, because, I mean, I can't give you the whole story, but one of the lines, one of the lines was, when I tasered her taint. Now, this is a misconnection thing. So, just the idea of a cop putting in a circular, about like, hey, I'm sorry we didn't talk, misconnection thing. And then he's like, when I had to taser her in the taint, I was just like laughing my ass off. To me, that was just hilarious. I get something different from each of my pen pals. Alvin is a lot like me, I think. Patrick is, we're part of, me and Patrick are part of a gang. We had decided we are going to call ourselves the Barbed Assholes. His idea. He's supposed to be working on the artwork for our patch. Everybody's got something to offer you. And I'm not talking, sex, drugs, good time. No, I'm talking about intellectually. Everybody has something to offer you. And I am so happy that I took on the quest to write Prisoners. And I mean, everybody thought that was crazy. But what I get from my pen pals is something that I don't get. Like when I go to Walmart and I try to connect with people, when I talk to people and I try to connect, it it's hard for me. It's like I can't say like, "Hey, I'm really enjoying our conversation. Can we be friends?" Like I can't say that. I can't ask that. Even like if when I was around uh my kids going to functions, and they're like, "Oh, this is your best friend and this is your best friend's parents." "Oh, I've heard so much about your kid." And never asking for their name, never asking, I just don't connect with people. And a lot of people's views, I mean, I'm not saying that normal people, people in the free world don't have views that I find intriguing and engaging. I do want to engage with these people, but a lot of us, someone like me, is often forgotten. That's how I felt. People forget because, like, I don't go to the bar, I don't go to parties, so they don't think about asking me over to poker night or to their barbecue because there's going to be people there. You know, I get forgotten. And so when I started writing Prisoners, it was with that for this bit of time, I've got their attention. I can have a conversation. This is somebody who feels the same way I do, that people have forgotten about them. And I know that when my friends get out, most of them, they're going to forget about me. And I'm okay with that because I've got right now. And that's all that really matters. I mean, why not talk to a person today who's going to be locked up for 20 years? Why not? I might be dead in 20 years to where I'll never know if they aren't gonna, I mean, why not get to know this mind? And somebody asked me, they said, "Would you be pen pals with Ted Bundy?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I would be. He was an interesting motherfucker. I'd be pen pals with him. I wouldn't marry him, and wouldn't engage in a relationship with him as far as anything more than an intellectual relationship." But a lot of people don't understand that a female can be friends with a guy without being with that guy. Like, I can be friends with a guy and not want to fuck him, have it not be on my agenda at all. Ask my ex-husband. No, that's a joke, a very poor joke. I think every wife would say that, though, that, you know, he's my husband, I don't fuck him. you know it's one of the problems with marriage, I think, is that after so long it's just kind of like, hey, we're best friends, we sleep in the same bed, we don't fuck anymore. I better go now. Saying too much. But when these people who have limited resources to call me reach out and call me, that means something. When people who've got all the time in the world, and they can't text me, "Hi, how are you? Are you okay? Haven't talked to you in a minute." I mean, people who've got time for me don't devote time to me. I mean, that's how it feels a lot of times. I mean, there's always like new people, but after a while you become somebody that they're just like, well, they're not giving me what I want from them, so bye. Yeah, I'm still done with that. And then, of course, me being me, I don't reach out because I don't want to bother people and I feel like I'm going to bother them. So it's my fault too. I'll own that it's my fault too. So I'm going to go now. 25 minutes in. I should probably make this so much shorter. But I'm having a good day. I hope you're having a good day. If you're not, as I always say, every moment is an opportunity to turn shit around. So, reframe it. Reframe the negative shit that's happening to you. You can do it. And watch how, like if you could go 24 hours without thinking, why me? Or fuck. Or this is bullshit. Just try a day where you're like, okay, that happened. On to something else. Just try letting it go. If you can't do it for a day, do it for an hour. An hour of everything's fine. Everything's good. Bad shit happens. It's not a reflection. It is what it is. What am I going to do about it? On to the next one. So I'm going to go now. As I've said a few times. Bye, y'all.